Hello guys, how are you? What's up? I hope you all are doing very amazing. Welcome back to our 6th day of our CMA Final Law Marathon lectures. Guys, today our goal is that we are going to cover two very important chapters of Companies Act. Number one is, guys, board meeting. Board meeting and procedures, and number two is, guys, compromise, arrangement and amalgamation. Tomorrow we are going to cover directors and KMP. Very important chapter, guys. Okay, so let's quickly get started with the two of the most scoring chapters of the Companies Act. First of all, guys, let me know if my voice is audible and the screen is clearly visible. Can I get a thumbs up, guys? Everyone, quickly give me a thumbs up if my voice is audible and the screen is visible, and then quickly we'll get started. Also, in the Google Drive link, you will find my notes and my mind maps. So every single thing is sorted, guys. Chalo. See, guys, I have made mind maps for you so you can very easily revise before the exams. Okay? Chalo. So first important section is section 173, subsection 1, that talks about the number of board meetings that is supposed to be held by the companies. Okay? Now, guys, if we talk about normal companies, at least they are supposed to hold 4 board meetings in a year, and the gap between 2 board meetings shall not exceed more than 120 days. Okay, you have to conduct 4 board meetings in a year, and the gap between 2 board meetings shall not exceed 120 days. Very important provision. Okay. But if we talk about OPC, in OPC, guys, there's 2 possibilities. One director will be present or more than one director can be present. If directors are absent, obviously this provision will not be applicable. If there is only one director, how will the meeting will be conducted? Okay, but if there are more than one director, guys, gap between 2 board meetings shall be minimum 90 days. Very easy, guys. So if we talk about OPC, the gap between 2 board meetings shall be minimum 90 days. Very easy. Okay. But if we talk about small company, dormant company, a startup company, gap between 2 board meetings, minimum 90 days, same provision. Okay. But if we talk about section 8 company, guys, section 8 company says that you have to conduct 1 board meeting in each half year. You have to conduct 1 board meeting in each half year. Okay, sir. Now, guys, first board meeting shall be held within 30 days of incorporation. So all these timeline, all these dates you have to remember. Okay, guys, very important. In your exam, case study based question will be asked. Definitely. Okay, sir. Now the important question is, sir, we have learned that board meeting is conducted, general meeting is conducted, but the question is, we are not able to visualize how the board meeting is actually conducted. We want to visualize. Okay. Now, guys, always remember, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stages of a board meeting. Okay. Stage 1 is, guys, before meeting, what all things are done. So, company sends meeting notice to all the board members that we are going to conduct board meeting on XYZ date. If a director prefers that I want to attend the meeting online mode, they must inform in advance to the company that I am going to attend the board meeting online. Okay, sir. Now, the meeting will be started. Chairman checks if the quorum is present or not. We're going to understand the meaning of quorum, section 174. That says that minimum certain number of members shall be present in the meeting, otherwise the meeting will be completely invalid. Okay, chairman will take the roll call by calling out the name, where is the board member exactly located, whether he got the agenda or the notice or not, and whether he is attending the meeting alone or not. Okay guys, then comes during meeting. During meeting, you have to say your name before you give any advice. Before you even spell out any word, you have to first say your name, so that we will know that exactly who is speaking. Okay, if there is disturbance, you have to repeat yourself, obviously, and voting shall be done by calling out your names. Okay, sir. Then comes end of the meeting. Once the meeting is completed, the chairman will give the summary of the entire board meeting. Then, after meeting, the minutes. Now, what is the meaning of minutes, guys? So, whatever we are speaking in the board meeting, every single thing is recorded in a document. Exactly who spoke what, and only important details are included. So all these documents, all these details of the proceedings of the meetings is sent to all the board members for approval. Whether we have written something wrong or not, you confirm. So minutes is written and sent within 15 days to all the board members. Then directors will reply within 7 days. They can suggest some corrections. No, I said that, but XYZ thing is written, so please correct it. Or he can simply say that every single thing is correct, we will approve it. Okay, sir. Then comes final step. If no reply is given by the director, it is assumed that minutes are approved by the directors. And then lastly, guys, minutes are recorded and signed within how many days? Within 30 days. Very, very important. So all the board meeting minutes shall be signed within 30 days. Okay. So guys, 5 stages of a board meeting: before meeting, start of meeting, during meeting, end of meeting, after meeting, and final step. Okay guys, shalom. Now comes next is notice of meeting. Again, very, very important topic. From this topic, guys, definitely a question can be asked in your exam. Now, notice of board meeting, section 173, subsection 3. Now, guys, there is no fixed rules for the format of notice. It must be given at least 7 days before the meeting. Very, very important. Notice shall be given 7 days before the meeting. Okay. And it shall be in writing, obviously. Now, the important question is, sir, how do we send the notice of board meeting to all the board members? To every director. It can be hand delivered, it can be sent by post, it can be sent by email where registered address and email has been given by the member. If you don't follow these rules, company will be penalized. 25,000 rupees company will be penalized. Okay. Now shorter notice. Now what is the meaning of shorter notice? Supposing something very important happened and we need to hold the board meeting urgently. If we need to hold the board meeting urgently, it is not possible to give us 7 days notice, guys. So in that case, guys, it is not possible to send us 7 days notice. We have to immediately hold the board meeting tomorrow or day after tomorrow. This is called as shorter notice consent. What we are going to call it? Shorter notice consent. So allowed in case of urgent matters. And over here, guys, ID means what? I have mentioned the word ID. ID means independent director should be present in the meeting. So if the meeting is called at a shorter notice, independent director shall be present in the meeting. If there is no independent director present in the meeting, the decisions passed by the board of directors shall be ratified by at least one independent director. So if not, decisions is supposed to be ratified. must be approved by at least one independent director. Simple, guys. If we want to hold the board meeting tomorrow, it is not possible to send a 7 days notice. So in that case, guys, we can call board meeting tomorrow itself, but provided one independent director shall be present in the meeting. If the independent director is not present in the meeting, whatever decision is passed by the BOD has to be approved by independent director. If the company has got no independent director, this rule will not be applied. Very easy, guys. Now comes the most important, one of the most important topics of this marathon lectures, and that is your quorum. Mostly, guys, if you observe your PYQ, quorum question has come very frequently. So you should know quorum rules thoroughly, guys. Okay? Chalo. Now, guys, what is the meaning of quorum? We all know. Quorum means minimum number of directors shall be present in the meeting. Without this minimum number requirement, meetings will not be valid. So, if we want to conduct a board meeting, XYZ number of directors shall be present. Otherwise, the meeting will be invalid. That is called as quorum. That is called as quorum. Okay, sir. Now, quorum says 1/3 of total directors or 2 directors, whichever is higher shall be the quorum. For example, guys, there are 10 directors in a company. What is the 1/3 of 10? It will be 3.33. Now, law says 3.33 will be called as 4. Law says 1/3 of total directors or 2 directors, whichever is higher, or 2, whichever is higher, then, guys, the quorum will be 4. So, if the quorum is less than 4 members, then the meeting will be invalid. If less than 4 members are conducting a meeting where 10 directors are present, the meeting will be completely invalid. Easy, no, guys? So, quorum rule, very important. I will tell you again. Quorum rule says that minimum 1/3 of total directors shall be present in the meeting, or 2, whichever is higher shall be the quorum. If this rule has not been complied with, the meeting will be completely invalid. Now, one more thing. Quorum shall be present throughout the meeting. Quorum shall be present throughout the meeting. It should not be like directors have begun the meeting, in between they left, and in the end they came back. And then they are saying that start and end of the meeting we were there. No. Quorum shall be present throughout the meeting. Understood now, guys? You cannot try to find any loophole in the Companies Act. Okay? Chalo. Now, if there is no quorum, meeting cannot happen. Meeting will be postponed, or the meeting will be conducted as per the Articles of Association. In your Articles of Association, there is a provision that talks about if the meeting could not be conducted, what are we supposed to do? What should be the meeting date? So every single thing, if it is present in the articles, you have to follow the articles. Otherwise, it will be postponed. And if the AOA is silent, AOA is not saying anything about the adjourned meeting, then the meeting will be conducted same day, time and place, but next week. So if Monday meeting was not conducted successfully because quorum was not present, in that case, guys, Monday meeting will be postponed to next Monday. Easy now, guys? Can I get a quick thumbs up, everyone? Okay, chalo. So notice of board meeting is done, guys. Next is quorum's second rule, that says that at any time, if more than 2/3 of total strength of directors are interested. Now, what is the meaning of interested directors? Guys, simple. Supposing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Interested Directors, non-interested directors. Now the important question is, what is the meaning of interested directors? Supposing all these board members have come together to conduct a board meeting. Okay, board meeting is conducted, guys, to take a decision on whether can we enter into a contract with Z or not. So board meeting is conducted to decide whether can we enter into a contract with Z or not is the question. Okay. Now the problem over here is Z is the best friend of B, C, F, E, G. B, C, E, F, G. Z is the best friend of these members. Now guys, you tell me, whenever any discussion is going to happen, whatever inputs will be given by B, C, E, F and G, don't you think it will be completely biased judgment to favor their friend? Yes or no? So can we say that meeting has happened in an objective, unbiased manner? No. So that is why, guys, law says that if more than 2/3 of the total strength of directors are interested, then the normal quorum rules will not be applicable. Normal quorum rule says 1/3 or 2, whichever is higher. So if out of the total directors, if more than 2/3 are interested, in that case, normal quorum rules will not be applicable. Normal quorum rules will not be applicable. Then, sir, what is the exact rule are we supposed to follow if more than 2/3 of directors are interested? In that case, guys, quorum will be number of disinterested directors or two directors, whichever is higher. In that case, quorum will be number of all the disinterested directors. In this case, guys, tell me how many number are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2/3 of 9, 3, 3, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will also call H as an interested director. So total 6 directors are interested. Now the law says that if 2/3 or more of the directors are interested, in that case normal quorum rules will not be applicable. So what will be the actual quorum then, guys? Quorum will be number of disinterested directors. Now who are the disinterested director, guys? One second. A, D, I are the disinterested director. So A, D, I will form the quorum, or let's say that, let's assume D is also interested, I is also interested. In that case, guys, do you think A can form a quorum? No. A is the only one non-interested, so A cannot form a quorum. So law says that minimum all the non-interested directors shall form a quorum, or 2. Whichever is higher shall be the quorum in case 2/3 or more directors are interested. Easy, no, guys? Chalo. Now the important question is, in your exam, if a question is asked with respect to 2/3 of interested director, how are you going to find out the actual quorum? I've also given you a checklist. Step 1, you're going to find out, are there any interested director? If the answer is yes, you're going to ask the second question. Are the interested director equal to or more than 2/3 of the total directors? If the answer is yes, then the normal quorum rule 1/3 or 2 will not be applicable. Then you are only going to count disinterested director, disinterested director or 2, whichever is higher will be the quorum. Very easy, no, guys? Multiple times this question has come in your exam, guys. So you need to be ready with such type of questions. Okay. Now, if we talk about Section 8 company, the quorum rule is different. In Section 8 company, 25% of total strength of directors or 8 directors, whichever is lower will be the quorum. But minimum there should be 2 directors. Very easy, guys. Okay, don't get anxious when you read so many limits. It is very easy. If I talk about Section 8 company, 25% of total number of directors will form a quorum or 8 directors, whichever is lower. But provided you should have at least 2 directors. Easy, guys, everyone. See, I've also given you examples. Let's say total directors are 6 and the interested director. One second, I will just enlarge this. Okay. So let's say total directors are 6 and the interested directors are 4. Now the first thing that you're going to check is 2/3. So 2/3 of 6 is 4. In that case, guys, 4 directors are interested. The normal quorum rules will not be applied. Then what is the quorum, guys? Disinterested or 2, whichever is higher. Easy now, guys. Let's come to example number 2. Total number of directors are 6. Interested is 6. Now you have to find out what is the 2/3 of 9. So 2/3 of 9 is, guys, 6. Interested is 6. Condition is satisfied. So now quorum will be disinterested or 2, whichever is higher. Very easy, guys. Okay. Now let's come over here. Total directors are 5. Interested are 4. Now, do you think that one non-interested director can form a quorum? No. So in that case, guys, quorum cannot be formed, meeting cannot proceed. Okay, sir. Now, total directors are 6. Interested directors are 3. Now you have to find out the 2/3 of total directors. 2/3 of 6 is 4, guys. Are 4 directors are interested or only 3? Only 3 are interested. In that case, guys, 2/3 rule will not be applicable. 2/3 rule will only be applicable if the 2/3 of total directors are interested. Easy. So normal quorum will apply. 1/3 or 2. So guys, always remember, whenever a quorum question has been asked, the first question that you need to ask is, what is the 2/3 of total directors? If the 2/3 of total directors are interested, in that case, normal quorum rule will not be applicable. If no, then normal quorum rule will be applicable. That's it. Very easy. I will not teach you more on this, otherwise you will get confused. Okay? Chalo. Next comes, guys, section 175, passing of resolution by circulation. Guys, there are certain moments in a company where board meeting, physical board meeting conducting is impossible. So in that case, we have to pass resolution by circulation, and that is section 175. There are certain rules and regulations with respect to how do we pass a resolution by circulation. We are going to understand. Okay. Now, allowed for matters which are not required to be decided in the board meeting. So guys, certain matters, sensitive matters, are only supposed to be conducted in the physical board meeting. Okay, it cannot be passed by circulation. Why? Because we require physical participation to have discussions. When we are going to have healthy discussions, then only decisions can be taken. So those sensitive matters which requires healthy discussion cannot be passed by circulation. Okay? If law says that it must be held in board meeting, you cannot pass that board meeting by circulation. Circulation is nothing, guys. Company sends a circular to all the board members saying that this is the matter on which we want your opinion. So they will approve or they will disapprove. No discussion take place in resolution by circulation. Okay? No discussion take place in resolution by circulation. It is simply approve or disapprove. Okay? Now, how do we pass resolution by circulation? Number one, you are going to draft a resolution, obviously. Then you will attach all the required documents. if we want your opinion on certain matter, you have to be given all the information so you can give the right opinion. Okay. Third is send to directors. All the directors, this circular shall be sent. It could be via hand delivery, it could be via post, it could be via email or other electronic format, registered address or email. Okay. Now the director will approve or disapprove. So majority of directors, if they approve, the board takes the decision as approved. Okay. Now after approval, the resolution must be noted in the minutes, the documents that talks about whatever discussion has taken place in the board meeting, and it should be placed in the next board meeting. Simple, guys. So in the board meeting minutes, all the past resolution by circulation has to be recorded. So everybody should know what decisions have been taken via circulation and what have been taken in the physical board meeting. Okay, sure. Now this is the most important rule in resolution by circulation. Now what does this rule says, guys? If 1/3 of total directors demand that we cannot have this resolution passed via circulation, we want discussion, we want this matter to be discussed in the board meeting. In that case, guys, the matter shall be decided in the board meeting. But you know how many board members shall give their opinion that we want this matter to be conducted in the board meeting? 1/3, minimum 1/3. So supposing 9 directors are present, if 3 directors say that no, we want this matter to be discussed in the board meeting, the matter shall be discussed in the board meeting. You cannot pass this resolution via circulation. Easy, guys. But out of 9 board members, only 2 board members say that we want this meeting to be conducted physically. In that case, it will not be considered. 1/3 of total directors shall say that this matter shall be conducted in a physical board meeting. In that case, guys, physical board meeting is supposed to be conducted. Okay, guys, I will just check once if my voice is audible or not. Okay. So guys, this is done. Now next is section 176. Again, very important, that talks about validity of acts of the directors. Very simple topic, guys. What the section says is that if the appointment of the director is completely invalid, if the appointment of the director is completely invalid, it could be by a defect, that is DIN was not registered, or board meeting was not passed properly while he was appointed, or the director is disqualified. Director is disqualified, or he has been terminated by act because he had done some fraud. So basically, if the appointment of a director is invalid, does that mean that whatever decisions the director has taken will be completely invalid? No. So the law says act done by director till the company becomes aware that this director's appointment was not valid, all the decisions will be completely valid, guys. So if I am Vijay Mallya, I am a director who has not been appointed properly. So I am a board member of a company since 10 years. Since 10 years, I have taken a lot of decisions. That does not mean that all my decisions will be invalid. All my decisions will be valid, guys. Because it is not possible to reverse all my actions, but it is possible to reverse those actions which I have taken after the company has become aware that my appointment is completely invalid. Now the fault is on the company. Now the company was aware that yes, this guy is Vijay Mallya, he is not supposed to be in the board members, but he has taken decisions. So before we were aware, all the decisions will be valid. But after we are aware, all the decisions will be completely invalid. Easy guys, everyone. So section 176 says if the appointment of a director is invalid by reason of defect, disqualification or terminated by act done by director till the company becomes aware will be completely valid. Now after the company becomes aware, whatever decisions he has taken, it will be invalid. But before the company was aware, whatever decisions have been taken by the director will be valid. Very easy guys. Okay. Now let's come to audit committee. Very important. Guys, before we start with the audit committee, let's take a break of 5 minutes. Okay, we will meet at 5:50 p.m. Yes, guys. Chalo. Let's begin. Next topic is, guys, audit committee, section 177. Very important in your exam. Limits can be asked. They can ask questions like, to which companies audit committees are applicable. So first, guys, we need to understand to which companies audit committee is applicable. We're going to understand the meaning of audit committee in the next topic. But before that, let's understand the applicability. Very, very important. So every listed company is supposed to appoint or have an audit committee. All public companies whose paid up capital is equal to or more than 10 crores, they have to appoint an audit committee. All public companies whose turnover is equal to or more than 100 crores have to appoint an audit committee. All public companies, it could be loans, debentures, deposits. If loans, debentures, deposits, if it exceeds 50 crores, company has to appoint audit committee. Again, tell me, guys, to which companies audit committee is applicable? Every listed public company, all public company whose paid up capital is equal to or more than 10 crores, all public company whose turnover is equal to or more than 100 crores, all public companies whose loans, debentures, deposits exceeds 50 crores, they have to appoint an audit committee. Over here, guys, I am using the word or. If any of the condition you have threshold you have crossed, you have to appoint an audit committee. Easy, guys. Okay. Now the important question is, what exactly is the role of an audit committee? Simple, guys. So audit committee, if we talk about financial reporting oversight, let's come over here. So I have made a mind map for you to revise. If you want to understand concepts deeply using examples, I have also given you a table. Okay. If we talk about financial reporting oversight, so how many areas are there, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 areas are there. Very interesting. I have also included real life examples, so you can visualize whatever I am teaching you. Okay. So if we talk about financial reporting oversight, so audit committee will check whether financial statements are correct, are they complete, are they trustworthy before they are approved by the board. So before the financial statements are approved by the board, it will first be reviewed by the audit committee. Basically, they ensure accuracy, sufficiency and credibility. Example, a company shows 100 crores profit. Audit committee checks if the revenue is real or is it fake. Okay, sir. Next is reviews annual and quarterly results. So financial results are examined before the board approval. We know this. Okay, sir. Results before the board approval. So board relies on the audit committee's verification. So board approves statements only after it has been checked and reviewed by the audit committee. Without audit committee's check or review, board will never approve the financial statements. Okay. Now if we talk about auditors oversight, so if we want to check if the auditor is working proper in a company or not, whether he is independent or not, whether he has complied with all the accounting standards or not, whose job it is to check the responsibilities of the auditor, audit committee will check. Okay. Recommends appointment of the auditor. They will recommend the terms of the auditor. They will recommend the remuneration of the auditor. So suggesting appointment of Deloitte as the auditor with 50 lakh rupees fee. Who will give you? Audit committee will recommend this. Next is reviews independence, performance, scope and findings. To check if the auditor is unbiased in his opinion and work or not. Whose job it is to check? Audit committee's job it is to check. So ensuring auditor is unbiased and doing his work properly. Next is, guys, oversees internal audit function also. So audit committee will also check if the internal auditor is doing his work properly or not. Checking the effectiveness of internal audit system ensures that internal audit team is actually finding out the frauds. So the job of the internal audit is to check whether effective control system mechanism is in place or not, whether it is being followed or not. Why? To prevent frauds in the company from happening. Now audit committee will also check if the internal control system is strong or not. Okay, so like this guys, I've also included in my notes all the areas along with the examples. Okay, chalo. So now we know the role of audit committee with respect to financial reporting oversight, auditor oversight. Next is guys, audit committee will also approve RPT transactions. Okay, so approves, modifies RPT transactions, omnibus approval. We're going to understand what is the meaning of omnibus approval. So whenever RPT transactions happen, we require the approval of the audit committee. But if a company is very big and audit committee is very busy, if a lot of repetitive RPT transactions are happening, do you think it is possible to get the approval of the audit committee continuously? No. So audit committee will give you a blanket approval that if any RPT transactions are matching X, Y, Z criteria, you can consider those transactions as approved, because we have given you the limits, scope and criteria. If the transaction is matching that criteria, we will approve it. You consider that. Don't come to us again and again because we have got a lot of work to do. That is called as guys omnibus approval, blanket approval. Okay, so ensures compliance with the Companies Act as well as SEBI regulations. This is the job of audit committee. Okay, sir. Next is funds and investment oversight. So company has raised more than 100 crores in an IPO. So audit committee will check if the company is utilizing this money properly or not. Next is monitors if the company has taken loan or investment more than 100 crores. Monitors if the company is using that money properly or not. Senior management. So audit committee will approve the appointment of a CFO, Chief Financial Officer. Verifies the qualification, experience and the background of the CFO. Now risk control oversight. So auditor will evaluate the internal financial control and the risk system. We know this. Monitors defaults in the payment of the company, whether company is making payment properly on time or not. Who will check this? Audit committee will check this. Reviews whistleblower reports, frauds and irregularities. If an employee has reported that this guy has done fraud in the company, so that employee has filed a complaint in the company. So audit committee will check if the complaint has been addressed properly or not. Okay, evaluates merger, amalgamation, demerger proposals. So this is the role of an audit committee. Okay, sir. Now let's come to guys the composition of the audit committee. Very important in your exam. Definitely question can be asked with respect to composition of the audit committee. Hello Varun, how are you? Good evening Varun. Hello guys, so we were discussing the composition of the audit committee. So number of directors in the audit committee shall be minimum 3 directors. Next is majority of the directors shall be independent directors. Why guys? Because audit committee plays a very important role in the company to prevent the company from going into a financial distress, to prevent the company from taking wrong decisions. Whose job it is to stop the company from getting into trouble? Audit committee's job it is to stop the company from getting into trouble. Now, if the audit committee is formed by all the directors who have started the company, do you think the ones who have started the company, they're going to take unbiased decisions? No. Many times there will be moment where the ones who have started the company can take emotional decisions. So audit committee says that majority of directors shall be completely, first of all, independent directors. An exception is, guys, to section 8 company, this rule will not be applicable. So majority of directors shall be independent directors in the audit committee. Then only they are going to take unbiased judgment. I'm good, sir. How are you? I'm doing great, Varun. Okay, guys. Next is chairperson. There is no specific requirement for chairperson. Educational qualification, guys, simple. If you are sitting in the place of an audit committee, you shall be able to read, understand financial statements. Very, very important. Now, presence in AGM and general meeting, chairman or any other person or authorized by him can attend the general meeting. So he can attend, or any other person authorized by him can attend the AGM. So chairman of the company, no. Chairman of the audit committee can attend the meeting, or any person authorized by the chairman of the committee. So guys, always remember there are two types of chairman. Chairman of the company and chairman of the committee. What is the meaning of chairman, guys? Chairman is a guy who is going to conduct the meeting. That person is called as chairman, who is going to show the direction to the company or the meeting. So chairman can be of two types. Number one is the board of directors chairman, and number two is the committee members chairman. So over here, chairman of the audit committee or any other person authorized by him can attend the meeting. Okay, sir. Next is secretary has not been specified. Meetings, they have to meet as often as possible, and quorum is not specified. Okay, sir. Now let's come to omnibus approval of RPT transactions. So again, let's understand what is the meaning of omnibus approval. When a company has frequent transactions with RPTs, it could be subsidiaries, it could be promoters. If the company is continuously entering into a transaction with its subsidiaries, with its promoters, it is called as RPT. We know this. So whenever a company enters into an RPT, they have to obtain the approval of the audit committee. But there are a number of transactions happening continuously, hundreds of transactions. Is it possible to obtain the approval again and again of the audit committee? No. So in that case, guys, audit committee will give you a single pre-approval. All similar transactions which are repetitive in nature is set to be approved instead of coming to us again and again for approval. So all the RPTs which are similar in nature, which are very frequent, audit committee can give a pre-approval for all those transactions. Very easy, guys. Are you able to understand the logic behind why every single provision has been made, guys? To save time. Okay. Chalo. Now, let's come to, yes, key details to include in the omnibus approval. Now that you are going to obtain the omnibus approval from the audit committee for repeated transactions. So what all details of the repeated transactions you have to submit to the audit committee? Number one is, guys, name of the parties involved, whether it is subsidiary company or whether we are entering into a transaction with the promoter. Number two, name and name and durations of the transactions. Number three is maximum transaction amount that will be allowed. Fourth is indicative base price or contracted price, other relevant information, formula for price variation. Sir, we did not understand anything. Let's come over here, guys. See, first of all, name of parties involved. audit committee must know who is transacting with whom. ABC enters into a transaction with XYZ Limited, debtors relative company. So audit committee must know that with whom are you going to enter into transaction. Okay, name and nature and duration of the transaction. So purchase of raw materials for 1 year contract. So all these details you have to give it to the audit committee. Next is maximum transaction amount allowed. So committee allows transactions up to maximum 20 crores in a year, not more than that. Okay. Indicative base price or contracted base price. So example is raw material fixed at 500 rupees per unit or linked to market rate. So basically, how will you arrive at a price whenever you're going to enter into a RPT? Then formula for price variation. If price changes, that should be a clear formula and other relevant information. So even if you write any 2 or 3 points, it is sufficient. Okay guys, sure. Now, validity and renewal. So whatever omnibus approval you have taken from the audit committee, it will not be valid for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. No, it will only be valid for 1 financial year only. So after 1 financial year, you have to again obtain for omnibus approval. Number 2, fresh approval is required. Very easy guys. Are you able to understand the logic behind why certain provisions have been made? Are you able to visualize guys? If you are able to visualize, my goal is achieved. If you have got any doubt guys, let me know in the chat box. Okay. Now restrictions. Omnibus approval cannot be granted for selling companies undertaking. So you are selling a very important property of the company. You cannot obtain omnibus approval for that. Why? Because it is a very, very important decision. You have to approach audit committee. So audit committee can add any other conditions as they may think fit. Now factors to be considered while you are going to obtain omnibus approval. Repetitiveness of the transactions. Justification. Why do you require omnibus approval? Why can't you come to us again and again? You have to explain to them. Okay. That's it. If it is in the company's best interest, audit committee will give you omnibus approval. Easy no guys. That's it. Okay. Now guys, one more special situation. If the transactions cannot be foreseen, omnibus approval can still be given. You don't know that whether can you enter into a transaction with this or not, with this party or not. It is dependent on the approval of the contract. So you can also obtain omnibus approval for that also. Company cannot predict emergency purchases. In that case guys, omnibus approval can still be granted. Even if you cannot know what transactions are going to enter in a repetitive manner, provided guys, provided the value shall be less than 1 crore per transaction. It shall be of a less value. Then we can grant you omnibus approval even if we don't know all the details. Are you able to understand guys? Very easy. Okay. So guys, let's come over here. Now what are the criteria for omnibus approval? Maximum aggregate value. So total limit of all the RP transactions must be clearly mentioned. Next is maximum value per individual transaction. Over here, aggregate value of all the transactions I'm talking about. But over here, per transaction. Extent and manner defines what details must be disclosed and how. For example, all RPTs must be reported on a quarterly basis to the audit committee with full details. So such type of conditions can also be imposed by the audit committee, talking about the omnibus approval. Next is review mechanism. How are the audit committee going to review the transactions? Deals with criteria. Only transactions meeting conditions are allowed, obviously. For example, only purchase or sale transactions at market price are allowed. Okay. So certain transaction can be excluded from omnibus approval, And mode of approval specifies how approval will be given. So if it is urgent RPT, it can be approved through circular resolution. Do you remember, guys? Circular resolution. Later it could be ratified in a meeting. So I just want you to just read this and also explanation. If you are not clear, you can read the example, guys, and then you are sorted. Before exams, you have to read this, guys. Okay. CMA final law paper is getting difficult by every single attempt, guys. So you have to be prepared for the worst case scenario. Okay. Now let's talk about vigil mechanism. Now, guys, whatever topics we're going to understand now, it is very, very easy topic. Okay. Vigil mechanism policy. Now, what is the meaning of vigil mechanism, guys? If I am an employee of Infosys, I found out that one manager or a director has entered into a fraudulent transaction. I have seen this happening before my eyes. I shall be given the power to approach the audit committee to complain against the director or manager. Now, there could be two possibilities. Number one possibility is the complaint is genuine. Number two possibility is complaint can be fake. I might also give fake complaints. And third possibility is also there, guys. I thought it is true, but it turned out fake. In that case, I am not at a problem. So what I'm trying to tell you is, if I have found out any fraud happening, I shall be given the power to approach the audit committee. Okay, this is called as vigil mechanism policy. Now let's read this. Purpose is director, employee or a stakeholder. Even he is a peon, customer. Anyone who is associated with the company can report genuine concerns or unethical practices happening in the company directly to the audit committee. They can access the chairperson of the audit committee or the nominated director. Okay. Now, to which company vigil mechanism policy is applicable? All the listed companies, obviously, to all these companies, vigil mechanism policy is applicable. Number two, companies which are accepting deposits, to those companies also vigil mechanism policy is applicable. And third is, the company's borrowing is more than 50 crore rupees, vigil mechanism policy is applicable. So tell me, guys, three types of companies vigil mechanism policy is applicable. All the listed company, all the companies which are accepted public deposits, and number three is companies borrowing if it exceeds 50 crores, vigil mechanism policy is applicable. Okay. Next is overseas and handling. So we're going to understand how the audit committee is going to handle it. Company, if they have got audit committee, they will also oversee the functioning of the vigil mechanism policy. Simple, guys. The company has got audit committee, they're going to supervise the vigil mechanism. Understood, guys? Next is audit committee's member. If the member of the audit committee is himself involved in the fraud, then, guys, member have to step aside from investigation to prevent biasness. Third is, if company does not have an audit committee, board must nominate one director who will oversee the process. Very easy, guys. Okay. Now, mechanisms must have safeguards against victimization. So the employee who has reported fraud, that employee shall be prevented. Now, guys, what will happen is, if a lower manager complains against the higher manager, now this guy is more powerful. This guy can remove the lower person from the company. This person can blacklist the lower manager because he has complained. So such type of actions can be prevented. Who will take the responsibility? Vigil mechanism will take the responsibility. So mechanism must have got proper safeguards. Example is this: the person who has complained, his name shall not be revealed. his name shall be kept a secret. So to save that person from getting unnecessarily harassed, so certain safeguards mechanism must be in place. Okay, sir. But if you are submitting frivolous complaints, malicious prosecution complaints just for enjoyment purpose, you have complaint. In that case, guys, strict disciplinary action will be taken against you. Strict disciplinary action will be taken against you. Okay. Now, disclosure requirement. So whoever is in place of vigil mechanism policy, company must disclose the vigil mechanism in their website and the board's report, that we have got mechanisms in place to safeguard from victimization, what all steps we have taken to implement vigil mechanism. All these information must be placed on two things. Number one, company's website, and number two, board's report. Okay, sir. That's it, guys. SEBI, you don't have to study. Only you have to understand from the Companies Act point of view. Okay? Guys, quickly let me know who all are watching right now. Okay, sir. Now let's come to three more topics, guys. Okay? Now next is Nomination Remuneration Committee, section 178. 177 talks about Audit Committee. 178 talks about Nomination and Remuneration Committee. Okay. So guys, what is the purpose of Nomination and Remuneration Committee? Purpose is to select the best people in the company. Selection and election of directors, setting the remuneration and incentive policies. Basically, all the HR work of the directors, all the HR work of not the employees, of the directors, will be taken care by Nomination and Remuneration Committee. Okay. So handling matters with respect to employment conditions and rewards of the directors, every single thing will be taken care by Nomination and Remuneration Committee. Now guys, now you know the meaning of Nomination Remuneration Committee. Now the important question is, to which companies NRC is applicable? Listed company and all the unlisted public companies whose paid up share capital is equal or more than 10 crores, turnover is equal to or more than 100 crores, loans, debentures, deposits is more than or equal to 50 crores. To these companies, NRC is applicable, guys, because they have taken money from the public. Now, it is very, very important for us to manage the company very well. Now, you tell me, how will the company be managed very well when the directors are amazing directors? They are well qualified. They are capable. Now, who is going to check if the directors are capable or not? NRC will check. Easy now, guys. Are you able to understand the logic behind every single provision? Okay. Now, key point is, guys, ensures independent oversight. It should not be a case where my friend is a director and I am the member of an NRC committee. In that case, I will increase the salary of my friend. No. Guys, just 1 second, wait. It is correct, right, Varun? Okay, chalo guys, we'll continue. So the job of NRC is to ensure independent oversight. Okay, Next is chairperson of the company cannot chair NRC. Why? Because we don't want biased opinion. Simple, guys. So all the members of the NRC must be objective. They must now among those NRC committee guys, chairperson of the company cannot chair the committee. Guys, do you remember I told you that two types of chairperson? Chairperson of the company, chairperson of the committee. Okay. So chairperson of the company cannot chair the committee member, so that committee member can be completely give unbiased opinion. Okay. Chalo guys, we'll move further. Now what exactly is their job? Appointment. If we talk about identify and recommend qualified individuals for a company, they're also responsible for appointment and removal of senior management and the directors. We know this, guys. Next is evaluation. They will continuously evaluate if this director is doing his work properly or not. If they are not doing their work properly, they will be removed. Formulating the criteria based on which we are going to appoint, or we are going to judge, or we are going to evaluate the director's performance. So all these things, guys, NRC will take care of. Functions. They must disclose the NRC policy in their company's website. You go to any listed company's website. Over there, you're going to find NRC details. Okay. Ensuring diversity in board composition. So the job of NRC is to make sure that skills are diversified, different skill sets are brought to the table, male, female, both the genders are contributing. So all these aspects will be taken care by NRC. Recommend remuneration policy for directors, KMP and senior management. That's it, guys. Very easy, no? For section company, specified IFSC company, joint venture, wholly owned subsidiary, for dormant company, this is not applicable. Varun, are you with me, guys? Everyone, give me a quick thumbs up if you guys are with me. We are just on the verge of completing this chapter, guys, and then we'll begin with compromise and arrangement. Okay. If you are done with my notes, guys, that's it. You can easily repeat the criteria. Okay, let's come over here. Formulate the criteria. So, supposing, Varun, tell me one thing. If I am managing a finance company, okay, I am the member of NRC committee of a finance company. Now Varun, tell me, do you think what all skill set do you require if you want to be the director of a finance company? You should have an expertise in finance. Okay, you should have enough experience that you have worked in the finance industry. Experience in the finance industry. Next, in whichever previous companies you were director, how and exactly how did you contribute to the company? So all these aspects, all these aspects, guys, based on all these aspects, I will select the right director or the right KMP or the right senior management in the company. That is called as, guys, where is it? Formulating the criteria. That person shall also be independent, and the more skill set the guy brings to the table, it is better. Varun, did you understand this now? Can I get a thumbs up? So basically the point is every single thing should be transparent. If I'm going to appoint a guy in my company, on what basis, on what criteria I'm going to appoint that person in my company, every single thing shall be disclosed transparently. That is called as, guys, criteria. Okay, just because it is my company, I cannot appoint my son, I cannot appoint my brother in the directorship. Okay, chalo guys. Now let's come to stakeholders relationship committee. So basically guys, their job is to take care of the concerns of the shareholder. Purpose is to consider and resolve the grievances of the security holders. Now security holders can also mean equity shareholders, debenture holders, preference shareholders. Okay, now to which companies this committee is applicable? Any company who have got more than 1000 shareholders, debenture holders, deposit holders or other security holders during a financial year, to those companies guys, stakeholders committee is applicable. Okay, if the number is more than 1000 guys, you have to take care of them. So you should have a specific team to take care of their concerns, and that team is called as stakeholders committee. Okay, now function is, we know, consider or resolving the disputes of the security holders. Now we will not talk about SEBI regulation guys, because SEBI regulation is not applicable to you. Just simply understand, the company does not follows this, company will be penalized 5 lakh rupees, officer in default 1 lakh rupees, inability to resolve. It's a contravention. If you are not able to resolve the disputes of the security holders, it's a contravention of the law. Everyone clear guys? If you have got any doubt with respect to any topic, please make sure that you drop all your doubts in the chat box. Okay? If you are watching this lecture after the live has ended, make sure to drop all your doubts in the comment section. Okay. Now guys, let's read this. What is the job of the stakeholders committee? They will review the initiatives taken by the people to resolve the disputes, reduce unclaimed dividend. So there are a lot of unclaimed dividends in a company. The more the unclaimed dividend, it is bad. So company's job is to reduce the unclaimed dividend. You distribute dividend to the right person. Ensure timely receipt of dividends, reports and statutory notices. Next is monitor service standards. Guys, do you remember when we were discussing about dividend, we understood that company has to transfer funds to unclaimed dividend account, then transfer to investor education protection fund. So all these aspects will be taken care by stakeholder committee. Monitor the service standards, whether the registrar and the share transfer agent is doing his work properly or not, to improve the experience of the security holders. Resolve grievances including complaints with respect to share transfer, transmission. Shareholder has transferred the shares, but the shares was not being transferred. Now it is the bad work of share transfer agent. Okay, non-receipt of annual report and dividend. You are a shareholder of a company. You are supposed to receive annual report. You are supposed to receive dividend, but you have not received. Who will take care of this? Stakeholder committee will take care of this. General meeting concerns, issue of new share certificates, duplicate share certificates, every single thing will be taken care by stakeholder committee. Yes, parking in escrow account will also be taken care by. So whatever concerns are of shareholders will be taken care by stakeholders committee. Easy no guys? Okay. Now let's talk about the composition. So number of directors, chairperson and members of stakeholder committee will be decided by whom? By the board. Chairperson shall be a non-executive director. Okay. Now, can anyone tell me why non-executive director? Why not executive director? Because executive director is the one who is pouring his sweat in the company. He is working very hard in the company. Now, if anything wrong is happening in the company, executive director will try his level best to hide that issue, which will not be done by non-executive director. Why? Because non-executive director is nowhere attached to the company. Are you able to understand, guys, the logic behind why in certain places non-executive directors are placed? Okay, AGM presence, they must attend AGM or any other authorized person can attend the AGM. Meeting frequency as required by Secretariat Standards 1, and quorum is all members unless specified. Till here, guys, it is very easy. We are done with the chapter of Board of Directors, board meeting and procedures. Now, guys, what we are going to do is we are going to discuss question answers. Chalo, guys. Quickly, I want you to answer the question. State whether can a board meeting be held at any place? Yes. General meeting, there is a condition, but for board meeting, there is no condition. Board meeting can be conducted at any place. So, guys, you know the drill. How are you going to solve the question, guys? First of all, we're going to write the intro. The Companies Act contains provisions for AGM under section 96, but no restriction is prescribed for board meetings. So you are going to write down the provision. Section 96 subsection 2 provides that AGM must be conducted during business hours and on a day that is not a national holiday. There is no similar provision in the Act for the board meeting. Therefore, board meetings is governed mainly by convenience of the directors and articles of association. So whatever articles say, they have to follow. Since there is no restriction, board meeting can be held at any place, anytime, even on national holiday. Simple now, guys. Very easy question. Now let's come to the next question. That is question number 2. Very, very important, guys. Quorum. Wherever quorum question is there, you have to pay 100% attention. Question number 2. Star Gen Limited has a board of 12 directors. A board meeting was held with 5 directors present at the beginning. But during the meeting, 2 directors left and the remaining directors continued the proceedings. Examine the validity of the decisions taken. Now, guys, tell me which section is there. Section 174, you have to write it in the introduction. Provisions, quorum requirement is, guys, 1/3 or 2, whichever is higher. So total is 12 directors, 1/3 of 12 is 4, but 12 directors, 5 were present, 2 directors left. That means only 3 directors are left. Do you think quorum condition has been satisfied? No. Quorum says we require 4 directors throughout the meeting. So at the beginning, 5 were present, quorum was satisfied. But in the mid of the meeting, 2 directors left, only 3 remained. Hence, guys, quorum is invalid. So such type of questions will definitely come in exam. In fact, it has come multiple times in your exams. Okay, guys? Okay. Next question. Rooftop Limited has 9 directors. The articles of the company provide that quorum for a board meeting shall be 5 directors, including at least 1 foreign resident director. So first of all, guys, simple. Let's forget everything. Total directors is 9. We know quorum says 1/3 or 2, whichever is higher. So 1/3 of 9 is, guys, 1/3 of 9 becomes 3 or 2, whichever is higher. I'm not talking about interested, non-interested, nothing has been mentioned. So you have to follow the normal rule. So 3 directors shall be present in the quorum. This is what Companies Act requires. But Rooftop Limited has a provision in its AOA saying that 5 directors must be present, including one foreign resident director. So they have complied with the Companies Act, but they have not complied with the provisions of Articles of Association. Yes, perfect, Varun. So, first of all, you have to write down the section number. Then the quorum for a board meeting shall be 1/3 or 2, whichever is higher. The Act prescribes only the minimum quorum, and the articles may provide for a higher quorum. The quorum must be present throughout the meeting. Now, let's look at the analysis part. The articles require 5 directors, including at least one foreign resident director, which is higher. Since the Act allows articles to prescribe, so Companies Act allows articles to become strict compared to Companies Act. We have to follow articles only, guys. You must all have studied the entrenchment provision, guys. In your chapter 1.1, company can include certain provisions which are stricter than the Companies Act. You have to follow Articles of Association. But if the articles are lenient compared to Companies Act, you have to follow Companies Act. Whichever is strict, you have to follow that only, guys. Okay? So the provision in the articles requiring 5 directors, including one, is completely valid as it is consistent with the Companies Act. Easy now, guys. Everyone, can I get a quick thumbs up? Okay, I hope, guys, you're understanding every single thing. Simple. Until now, we have not done anything. We have just followed section 174, 1/3 or 2, whichever is higher, only we have understood. That is what we have applied. But if the articles require stricter rules, we have to follow articles. That's it, guys. Okay. Next question. The board of directors of a company met 3 times in a year, and the 4th meeting could not be held. But we know that in a company, 4 meetings have to be conducted in a year. 4th meeting could not be held due to lack of quorum. Examine whether the company has complied with the provision of the Companies Act or not. They have to answer. Now, guys, tell me, Companies Act says you have to conduct 4 board meetings in a year. Now, company has only conducted 3. Now, no matter whatever is the excuse, company has contravened the provisions, yes or no? So, you have to write the section as per section 173 of the Companies Act. Every company is required to hold a minimum number of board meetings in a year. In the given case, company held only 3 board meetings. The 4th board meeting was not held due to lack of quorum. A meeting without quorum is not valid, therefore cannot be counted, obviously. Okay, the last one is very, very important. Since only 3 board meetings were held, the requirement of 4 board meetings have not been satisfied. We don't care about the conditions. If you have not complied with the Companies Act, you have contravened. Simple now, guys. Such type of questions can be asked. Company has contravened, but in the question they will convince you that the company is right, but your answer should only comply and be alignment with the Companies Act. Understood, guys? Let the company do anything, let the company have any justifiable grounds, but you have to answer what the Companies Act requires. Understood, guys? There is no sympathy for the company. You have to act like a judge. Okay, chalo. Next is the Articles of Reality Limited provides that directors participating through audio visual means in board meetings shall always be counted for the quorum. Examine whether it is valid or not. Yes, we know that audio visual means can also be counted as the quorum. Okay, next question, guys. A board meeting of a listed company was called at a shorter notice to transact urgent business. None of the independent directors attended the meeting. examine the validity. Guys, we have understood, guys. If a company is going to conduct meeting at a shorter notice, we require at least one independent director to be present in the meeting. If there is no independent director, still the meeting will be valid if that independent director ratifies the decisions of all the board of directors. Easy now, guys? Till here, is it easy? The resolution passed are not valid unless it is ratified by one independent director, and they become effective only after independent director says yes. Even though I was not present, I am sure that this decision is valid. Can I get a thumbs up? Perfect. State the situation in which company is supposed to constitute an audit committee. Simple, guys. 10 crores, 100 crores, 50 crores. You have to write this down. Okay. Apart from that, all listed public company have to constitute audit committee. Okay. Now, how many questions are there, guys? 8, 9, 10, 11. Very important question, guys, but please be with me. Definitely, it's going to be helpful for you in the exam. Okay. Alpha Limited, a public company, has a total strength of 12 directors. The board meeting is convened to approve a contract with Beta. Now, two companies, Alpha and Beta, are going to enter into a contract. Alpha has got 12 directors. I will write it down, guys. Alpha has got 12 directors. The board meeting is convened to approve a contract with Beta. Out of 12 directors, 9 directors are interested directors, as they are also directors of Beta. So, guys, interested directors are 9 directors. Now, guys, I have told you multiple times, whenever quorum question has been asked, you have to check whenever, one second. Yes. So whenever quorum question is asked, you have to check two things. Number one, are interested directors more than or equal to 2/3 of total directors? So there are two situations. Interested director more than or equal to 2/3 of total directors, or simply this case does not apply. Okay, so this means interested directors are not more than or equal to 2/3 of total directors. Okay, now, guys, if this is true, normal quorum rule will not be applicable. Instead, you have to follow this rule. non-disinterested directors or no. So guys, non-disinterested directors shall form the quorum, but making sure that at least two are there. At least two are present. Okay. So if this is true, then we all know 1/3 or 2, whichever is higher will be the quorum. This is the rule, guys. Okay. Chalo. Now tell me, guys, alpha has got 12 directors and interested directors are 9 directors. Now first thing you're going to check is 2/3 of 12. So 8 is the rule. Yes or no, guys? But interested directors 9 directors. That means what? This provision will be applicable. Now let's read this. Now you know. Now what will be the quorum? Non-interested directors, at least 2 shall be there. Let's read this. The normal quorum shall be 1/3 of total strength or 2, whichever is higher. Okay. Where the number of interested directors is 2/3 or more, the quorum shall be minimum number of non-interested subject to minimum 2 directors. In this case, total strength of directors are 12. 2/3 of total strength is 9. Number of interested directors is 9. Therefore, special quorum rule will be applicable. So, non-interested are 3. If 2 non-interested directors are present, the requirement of minimum quorum is satisfied. Easy now, guys. Varun, everyone who is watching right now online, are you finding it very easy, guys? Simple. The first thing you have to check is if 2/3 or more are they interested. If the answer is yes, normal quorum will not be applicable. Non-interested, subject to 2 directors shall be present. If normal quorum is applicable, then 1/3 or 2, whichever is higher. Easy now, guys. Chalo. Now, guys, this one is very, very interesting. The last board meeting of ABC Structurals was held on 25th January 2022. The MD wants to approve the financial statements in the next board meeting. But the problem is, the accounts manager states that financial statements will be ready only by 15th June. Guys, 120 days gap has been exceeded, which is against the Companies Act. The chairman of the audit committee will not be in India in June. So whatever is the reason, basically the question is, 3 board meetings have been conducted. 4th board meeting we want to conduct, but we are waiting for financial statements to get it approved. It will take a lot of time. So what shall we do? You have to conduct the board meeting in the required timeline only. 120 days gap shall not be exceeded. The last board meeting was held on 25th. Therefore, the next board meeting must be held or before 25th May. Since the financial statements will be ready by 15th June, the company cannot wait till June as it would violate section 173. The company must hold board meeting before 25th May to comply with the requirement. Easy now, guys. Are you having any problem with this? Perfect. Next question, guys. A Limited held board meetings on 1st January, 1st April, 1st July. The 4th meeting was rescheduled on 27th October. It was adjourned due to lack of quorum and was held on 3rd November. Examine whether the company has contravened the provisions or not. So guys, supposing, always remember this, meeting 1 meeting 2, meeting 3, all these meetings were properly complied on the dates. But the fourth meeting was also complied, but the problem is there was no quorum. Quorum was not present. Now this meeting was postponed to a very later date. A very later date. Now, to find out if the company has contravened or not, you're going to check if the 120 days gap limit has been exceeded or not. Now the important question is, what dates are you going to take? Are you going to take this date, or are you going to take this date from the last board meeting? Are you going to take the adjourned meeting, or are you going to take the failed board meeting date? You have to take this meeting date to consider the 120 days limit. Understood, guys? I've given every single thing over here. See, the adjourned meeting was held on 3rd November, is called as continuation of the meeting, and both are counted as only one meeting. Hence, the total number of meetings will be 4. The gap between the meetings is within the 120 days. Understood now? Everyone? Varun, can I get a thumbs up? Till here, do you have any question, Varun? Can I proceed further, guys? Chalo. Last question. Critically assess the quorum of the board meeting. See, guys, case 1. A public company has got 10 directors, 8 have attended the meeting. You tell me the quorum. Very simple. 1/3 of 10 will be 4. Since 8 are present, the quorum is satisfied. Okay. Case 2. Startup Odisha. It's a Section 8 company. I told you. Section 8 company. Varun, yes. Startup Odisha. For Section 8 company, quorum shall be 8 or 25%, whichever is less, not higher. So 25% of 8 is 2. Minimum is 2. Since 3 are present, quorum is valid. X Limited has 12 directors, 9 executive, 3 non-executive. Okay. 9 have attended, out of which 1 is interested. Articles fix quorum as 5. Articles is stricter. Articles may provide a higher quorum, same like that question, guys. So, directors are present 8, less interested director, because we know that interested director cannot participate. 8 are eligible, required quorum is 5. Since 8 are present, 5 is required, quorum is satisfied. Okay, that's it, guys. So we are done with board meeting and procedures. Okay, now let's take a break of 10 minutes. We'll take a break of 10 minutes. We'll take a break of 10 minutes and I will see you at 7:04 p.m. Okay? Chalo, guys. Small chapter, guys. Compromise arrangement. Very easy. Yes, guys, everyone, are you with me? Give me a quick thumbs up. Quickly get up, guys. Get up, get up, get up. Just give me another 45 minutes and then we are done for today. Okay? Chalo. Compromise, arrangement, amalgamation. Very easy topic, guys. Very easy. It's completely procedural. Okay? You will observe that all the procedures are very, very similar. Slight differences are there. Chalo. First of all, before we understand compromise, arrangement, amalgamation, it is very, very important to understand the difference between compromise and arrangement. Compromise means what, guys? Once again, guys, I have set a timer for every 10 minutes where I have to drink water. Doctor has told me. Chalo, guys. Now, what is the meaning of compromise? Compromise means when you settle a dispute, used when there is a conflict problem. If company is supposed to pay 100 rupees to the creditor, but company only has got 70 rupees, company can only pay 70 rupees, they can enter into a compromise. Settling fight is called as compromise. Now, arrangement means what, guys? Restructuring without any dispute, used for reorganizing business or finance. Share capital you are going to change, or you're going to merge, you're going to amalgamate with another company. This is called as arrangement. You are changing the way the company is operating. You're changing the structure of the company. This is called as, guys, arrangement. In arrangement, we basically organize the entire system. Okay, sir. Now, let's read over here. What is the meaning of compromise, arrangement, amalgamation? So basically, guys, section 230 that talks about compromise and arrangement with members. So arrangement between company and its creditors or members. For what purpose, sir? To settle the debts. Instead of paying 100 crores, I will pay you 80 crores and just finish off this matter. Number two, you are changing your structure of the business. And number three, you are changing the financial terms. So instead of repaying in 10 years, creditor has agreed that you can repay within 12 or 15 years. This is called as changing the financial terms. Basically, let's adjust things so we can survive and reorganize is the main purpose behind why section 230 has been introduced. Okay, sir. Now, who can apply for compromise arrangement? Company can apply, creditor can apply, shareholder can apply, but if the company is under liquidation or winding up, liquidator can apply. Okay. Now, exactly what is the step-by-step process for a compromise or arrangement we are going to understand. So, there are 11 steps, guys. Very easy. Don't worry. I have written this in a very beautiful manner so it becomes very easy for you to understand, learn and remember. Number one, guys, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to apply with the NCLT in form NCLT 1, where you have given the affidavit. Affidavit means what? A declaration by the directors that whatever we have disclosed is true, correct and fair to the best of our knowledge. Okay. Copy of scheme you're going to what do we say? You're going to attach. And number three is fees. Now the important question is, what is the meaning of a scheme? Scheme means the entire plan of compromise or arrangement in an understandable manner. Why are you doing it? How is it going to impact a company? How is it going to impact the shareholders? So all the details are mentioned in the scheme. So to NCLT you have to submit application NCLT 1 and attachments are 3 attachments. Number 1 is affidavit. Number 2 is copy of scheme and number 3 is fees. Now NCLT will review the application. They will read your scheme properly. They will understand the consequences and they can either accept it or they can either reject it. If NCLT accepts that yes, this scheme is in favor of everyone, it's a win-win situation for everyone, then NCLT will order a meeting of creditors, members and other class of stakeholders. Why? To obtain their consent first. Okay. Now the meeting can be skipped. How, sir? But NCLT has ordered to conduct a meeting. How can this meeting be skipped? Meeting can be skipped if 90% in value of creditors or members agree that we don't want to participate in the meeting. We agree that you can go ahead with the scheme. If 90% of shareholders give consent, meeting is not required. Now that NCLT has ordered a meeting, if 90% consent you have not received, then you have to obviously conduct a meeting. Now to conduct a meeting, you have to inform everyone. So notice of meeting shall be in format CAA2. It shall be sent by the chairperson of the company to its creditors, members, debenture holders, other class. Now this notice shall include all the details of the scheme so that while they participate in the meeting, while they give their opinions, while they vote, they shall be completely informed. Scheme details, valuation report, effect of the scheme, other important information, and they have to advertise in the newspaper and upload on the website. All the details shall be mentioned everywhere. Newspaper, website. Okay, sir. Now, along with the notice to creditors, member, debenture holders, you also have to submit notice to all the authorities, ROC, if it's a listed company, SEBI, to ask for their objections, for which they have got 30 days time to give objections. Meeting and voting, then voting will be conducted. Voting can be done by postal ballot, proxy or in person. I have told you guys the difference between normal voting and postal ballot. Postal ballot means what? Irrespective of whether you are participating or not, you can still vote in the meeting. And there's one more concept called as members who are voting shall be present at the meeting. So you tell me in which scenario you will get a larger input in case of postal ballot. So it doesn't matter if you are present or not in the meeting, you can still vote. That is called as postal ballot. Okay. Now guys, this is the most important. While you are conducting the meeting, how will the voting be checked? Approval is required in majority number. Obviously, majority number is required. At the same time, 3/4 in value is also required. Supposing if we come over here, I've also given you a case study. See guys, a company proposes a scheme of arrangement. Out of 600 members, 450 have attended the meeting. Okay. Now out of this 450, 210 have voted in favor. 180 members have voted against. Now 200 is more than 180. First condition, that is majority of members have to vote in favor, has been complied. Now 3/4 in value shall also be complied. 11 lakh shares, 3 lakh shares. So if we see 11 lakh upon total is 11 lakh plus 3 lakh, 14 lakh into 100, it will come around 78%. That means 3/4 consent has also been obtained. So two conditions have to be complied with. Guys, tell me what are those two conditions quickly. First of all, majority numbers have to consent. At the same time, 3/4 in value shall also consent. Okay. Now, apart from this, auditor will also have to give a certificate that yes, company has complied with all the rules and regulations, including accounting standards. Then NCLT will check if you have followed all the rules and regulations or not. If approved, tribunal will sanction the scheme and order will be sent to the company. Company must file this with the ROC within 30 days. We already know this. Whatever orders have been given by the tribunal to the company, company has to file this with the ROC within 30 days. And the scheme, once it has been approved by the tribunal, it is binding on everyone: company, creditors, members, liquidator. So scheme can include change in rights, share conversion, equity into debt, debt into equity, buyback, reduction in share capital, settlement of liabilities. So all these aspects can also be included in the scheme. Very easy, guys. So if you're not able to visualize, guys, I've also given you one example, step by step. What happens? Example. Okay. So if you're not able to visualize, you can simply go through this table. Okay. So section 230 is done. Now let's come to section 231. Now we know the procedure as a company, what all actions are we supposed to take to get the consent. Now what all actions can tribunal take, we are going to understand in section 231. So after a scheme is approved, tribunal ensures that it is properly implemented. You cannot get the approval of tribunal and do as per your whims and fancies. No, you have to do whatever you have promised in the scheme. Who will check this? Tribunal will check this. So powers of tribunal. Tribunal can supervise implementation. Tribunal can give directions to a company. Tribunal can make modifications in the scheme. Tribunal can order winding up if the scheme fails. Till here, guys, do you have any problem? Let me know in the chat box. Easy, guys. So 4 powers of tribunal: supervising implementation scheme, number 2 giving directions, modifications, and last is ordering winding up. Okay. Next comes, guys, section 232. Over here we're going to talk about merger and amalgamation. Compromise arrangement is done. Now this is merger and amalgamation. So what is the difference between merger and amalgamation? Merger means when one company absorbs another is called as merger. Amalgamation means both companies combine to form one company is called as amalgamation. Okay, sir. Example I will tell you. Vodafone Idea is a merger. Amalgamation is Dena Bank and Vijaya Bank. So a lot of banks have amalgamated to form one bank called as Bank of Baroda. This is called as amalgamation. So in merger, one company ceased to exist, one company stopped to exist, but in amalgamation, both companies exist, but as one company. Okay, sir. Now, step by step procedure. Guys, very similar. Application have to be made under section 230. Same procedure of application you have to follow as mentioned under section 230. All provisions of section 230 will apply. NCLT actions. NCLT may order meetings of creditors, members, any class, may give directions for any meeting, how the meeting is supposed to be conducted. NCLT can give directions. Then notice and disclosures. Notice to members, creditors, authorities, published in newspaper, website. Objections are allowed. Documents to be circulated. Draft scheme, valuation report, financial statements, director's report. Approval, same, majority number, representing 3/4 in value, auditor certificate, NCLT sanctions. So everything is same, guys. Now the important question is, what tribunal order can include? Transfer of business. Tribunal can order transfer of business. Let's say Vodafone Idea is getting merged. In that case, what are orders can tribunal give? Transfer of business. Idea's tower, network, offices will move to Vodafone Idea. Okay. Court cases will continue. Old cases will not stop. They will continue in a new company. If Idea had a case, that case will now continue in the name of Vodafone Idea. Next is company closes. Old company shuts down without long process. Quickly it can be shut down. Shares given. Old shareholders get shares in a new company. So Idea's shareholder will get shares of Vodafone Idea. Employees of Idea will be transferred to Vodafone Idea. Loans and liabilities of Idea will be now in the name of Vodafone Idea. Anything else, tribunal can give extra conditions. Very easy, guys. Can tribunal order be challenged in other courts, sir? Yes, but NCLAT. Whatever order is given by NCLT can be challenged in NCLAT. If you want to challenge NCLAT's order, you have to go to Supreme Court. So guys, easy now. In your exam, if a question is asked with respect to section 232, will you be able to write? I've also given you logic behind why certain rules have been made. Also, I've given you examples, real life examples, so you will never forget. Okay? Can I proceed forward, Varun? Chalo. Now let's talk about section 233. Guys, whatever we have studied till now, section 230, section 232, it's a very lengthy process. It will take a lot of time. But it will also take a lot of time. It will also incur a lot of expenses. But small companies, they don't require tribunal's approval. They can quickly get merged with less expenses. Why? Because their impact is very less. Big companies, if they merge, amalgamate, their impact is huge. Tribunal's approval is required. But small companies, impact is less. So tribunal's approval is not required. And that is called as section 233, fast track merger. So guys, quick merger without NCLT's approval is called as fast track merger, done through central government. It is simpler, faster and less costly. Earlier, before amendment, small companies, holding and wholly owned subsidiary companies can merge, can enter into an amalgamation under section 233. But now, after amendment, startups and small company, holding company and particularly owned subsidiary, fellow subsidiaries, unlisted companies, foreign holding company can get amalgamated or merge with Indian subsidiary. So all these cases are possible after the amendment. You are not able to visualize? Don't worry. Let's come over here. Small company can merge. If two small private companies like local unit of Relaxo footwear dealers, they can merge into one to reduce competition. Next is, guys, wholly owned company and wholly owned subsidiary was earlier allowed. If Infosys merges 100% with a subsidiary, Infosys BPM, into itself, allowed. A startup and a startup. If Zepto merges with another small startup in the same space to improve, allowed. Small company and a startup can also merge. If a small manufacturing company partners and merges with a startup like Aether Energy for Tech, allowed. Fellow subsidiaries. What is the meaning of fellow subsidiaries? If two subsidiaries of Tata Group merge into one entity, Tata Group has got X and Y as subsidiaries. both these companies can merge. And last is foreign holding company can merge with its Indian subsidiary company. If Unilever merges its Indian subsidiary company, Hindustan Unilever, it will be called as inbound merger. Foreign holding Unilever is merging with Hindustan Unilever. It is possible, guys. It is possible. Okay. So, guys, definitely in an exam, this question can be asked. Why? Because it's an amendment. So, you have to learn all these aspects. Simple, guys. I've given you meaning, example, real life example. Simply, you have to learn this sorted. Okay. Now, next. The important question is, now how are we going to take the consent using a fast track merger? If tribunal is not there, who is going to approve our fast track merger? First, you are going to prepare a scheme. You know the meaning of scheme. Then you are going to take the approval of both the companies which are going to enter into a fast track merger. Then you are going to submit a declaration of solvency. What is the meaning of declaration of solvency? Prove that you have got enough assets to pay off your liabilities and debt. File with the ROC, confirms company can pay its debts. Next is notice for objections. Send to ROC official liquidator to get their objections within 30 days. Okay. Now you will also send notice to creditors so that they can reply to you within 21 days. Then shareholders, this is important, guys. Over here it is different compared to section 230. 230 says majority plus 3/4 in value. But 233 says 90% in value and majority. Shareholders 90% and creditors 90%. Simple, guys. So if I talk about section 230, 3/4 in value and majority in number, approval is required. If I talk about section 233, shareholders 90% consent and creditors 90% consent is required. Okay. Now you have to file the scheme within 7 days. Filed by transferee company to the central government, ROC and official liquidator. So first is you have to draft a scheme. Next is you have to obtain the approval. Number 3, you have to file declaration of solvency. Yes, I am able to pay my liabilities from my assets. Next is you're going to ask everyone, particularly important people, ROC, official liquidator, do you have any problem or not? Then you're going to ask the creditors. Then you're going to obtain the approval of shareholders 90%, creditors 90%, and then you're going to file the scheme with the ROC and the official liquidator. Now, two situations can happen. Situation number 1, no objection. Nobody has got any objection. Central government will register the scheme, conforms to companies. Effect is transferor company is dissolved, idea will be dissolved, merger becomes effective immediately. But if the objection is raised by anyone, central government will check whether objection is reasonable or not. If central government feels scheme is not in the public interest, in that case, guys, within 60 days, notice is sent to NCLT and now you have to follow the normal lengthy route. If central government raises objections, now you have to follow the normal lengthy procedure as per section 232. Okay. Now, whatever is happening, if tribunal accepts when objection has been raised by central government, or if no objections have been raised by central government, CG passes confirmation order. CG means central government. In form CAA 12, you have to file it with the ROC. In INC 28, scheme becomes legally effective. Now, what are the effects of the scheme, guys? Assets and liabilities of Idea will be transferred to Vodafone Idea. company may dissolve without winding up. Quickly you can get dissolved. Third is legal proceedings will continue. And last is shares issued to the shareholders. Till here, do you have any doubts, guys? Very easy. Now two more sections are remaining and then we are done. One second, guys, we'll just have a sip of water. Chalo guys. So now we understood section 230. 231 is clear. 232 is clear. 233 is clear. Okay. Now we are going to understand section 235. 1 second. 234 is remaining. Now merger with a foreign company. Supposing Tata Motors and Jaguar are going to get into a merger, they have to follow section 234. Very simple. Always remember, whenever foreign company, foreign person is involved, they have to comply with FEMA laws also, apart from Companies Act. So merger between Indian company and a foreign company. Indian company merges into a foreign company or a foreign company merges into an Indian company. Conditions: RBI's approval is required. Comply with Companies Act, FEMA rules. Now, whenever going to merge, getting amalgamated, shareholders will receive something in consideration. When Idea got merged with Vodafone Idea, when Idea got converted into Vodafone Idea shareholder, they received something. Now, what all they can receive, guys? They can receive cash, they can receive depository receipts, they can receive both. Now, guys, there are two types of depository receipts. We are going to understand in FEMA, American and global. Simply, guys, if I want my shares, Indian company, if I want Tata Motors shares, 1 second, guys. Yes, guys, what I was saying is two types of depository receipts are there. American depository receipts and global depository receipts. So if I am Tata Motors, I am going to get merged with Jaguar. I am going to stop to exist. I want my shares to be traded by the foreign people. So what I will do is I will convert my shares in a tradable form that can be bought or sold by foreign citizens. Now this conversion is called as depository receipts. Understood, guys? Very easy. Sorry sir, I missed your class. No problem, Jayanand. Just make sure that you watch the last 2 hours. Okay? Chalo. So section 234 is very easy. It is done. Let's come to section 235. Acquisition of shares of dissenting shareholder. Now, guys, if 90% of shareholders are consenting, 10% are not consenting, or 5% are not consenting, what will happen in that case? When majority shareholders approve the takeover, company can force buy shares of minority shareholders. Minority shareholders are not willing to sell their shares. In that case, guys, it is not possible to complete the merger or amalgamation. So in that case, guys, as per section 235, company can force buy the shares of dissenting shareholder. Okay. Number 1, first of all, offer will be given by the transferee company. Offer made to shareholders of the transferor company. So transferor company is the one that is going to get merged with the transferee company. Transferee company will exist. Transferor will not exist. So first of all, you are going to give offer to transferor company shareholder. Then within 4 months, shareholders can accept or they can reject. Majority approval, if 90% in value approve, it's amazing. But some shareholders disagree. In that case, guys, you have to give notice to dissenting shareholders. Inform CAA 14 within 2 months. Right of dissenting shareholder. If they feel that this company has violated our rights, they have acted in an oppressive manner, within 1 month they can apply to tribunal or do nothing. Now, outcomes. 2 outcomes are possible. Appeal has been allowed. Tribunal says, yes, we have reviewed the application. You have been cheated. In that case, tribunal supports dissenting shareholder. Acquisition will not proceed. But if tribunal thinks that dissenting shareholders have got no reasonable grounds for dissenting, in that case, transferee company proceeds forward. Now, becomes a holder of the shares, must inform the dissenting shareholder that yes, tribunal has given us permission to acquire your shares in a forcible manner. Within 1 month, you have to deposit money with the bank. Payment shall be made within 60 days. Very easy, guys. Till here, do you have any problem? Every single thing I have explained to you using a mind map. So once this marathon is over, please make sure to read and revise from the mind maps. You're going to find it a lot beneficial. So offer must include whatever offer you are going to give to the dissenting shareholder or any shareholder. Circular, first of all, that we want to acquire your shares for XYZ value. How did we arrive at XYZ value? Then board recommendation. Why do we think that you should sell your shares to us? Whether we have cash available to purchase your shares or not. And next is ROC registration. You have to register this offer with the ROC. Okay. So section 235 is done. Now last section, guys. Amalgamation in public interest. Guys, in between I think I have told you the story of Satyam Computers. So Satyam Computers, they inflated, they showed increased profits, they lowered the expenses, they increased their income. Now because of that, shareholders felt that company is doing very well. So everyone poured money into this company. Only to realize that this company is fraud. They have inflated their income by 100, 200 times. So guys, it was a very big company. It was a company equivalent to Infosys company during 2009. Imagine, guys, Infosys company, you find out it's a fraud company. How will you feel? The same thing was happening in 2009. So now the company cannot be closed down because thousands of employees are employed in that company. So we have to do something to revive this company. In that case, guys, Tech Mahindra acquired this company and they completely removed the management of Satyam Computers. So just visualize this case and think that if central government is ordering merger amalgamation in public interest, this will come under section 237. So over here, guys, you're not supposed to follow normal process because central government has ordered you. Government can force merger of companies if required in the public interest. If CG is satisfied that amalgamation is in the public interest, Satyam Computers shall be closed down. Tech Mahindra shall acquire this company. If rights of members or creditors are affected, they must be given compensation decided by the central government. Now, whatever compensation is allowed by the central government, it might be good, it might be wrong. If it is wrong, you can appeal to the tribunal within how many days? within 30 days against the order of the central government. Okay, this is the real case, guys. Global Trust Bank and Oriental Bank of Commerce. Do your research and tell me tomorrow what have you found on internet with respect to this. Okay, chalo. Now, what is the procedure? Last topic, guys. Please be with me. Draft order. Government prepares draft amalgamation order. Send to companies involved. First of all, government will prepare the draft. Earlier, company used to prepare, but in this case, government is preparing. Then it will be sent to companies. Objections, companies, creditors, members can raise their objection that no, it is wrong. If it is right, if you have any modifications, you can raise your modifications, you can raise your objections, but you have got 2 months time. Consideration, government will consider what suggestions you have given, what objections you have raised. They can make required changes and then final order is issued, which must be published in the official gazette. When you publish anything in official gazette, it is notified to everyone in India and laid before the parliament. That's it, guys. We are done with section 237 also. Jayanand, tomorrow we're going to talk about directors and KMP, okay? Because it's a very lengthy topic, it cannot be discussed today. See, guys, 2.5 hours is going to become 3 hours. We started at 5 p.m. Okay, chalo. Now let's move on to the case study based question. See, guys, this company proposes scheme of arrangement. So the scheme must be approved by majority in number, 75% in value. That's it, guys. Now comes, let's do one thing. First of all, guys, tell me, do you want a break or shall I continue? 3 questions are remaining, that's it. Hardly 15 minutes and then we are done. Do you want a break or not? Tell me quickly, everyone. Chalo. I'm assuming, guys, perfect. We'll wind up. Chalo, guys. Let's read this question carefully. A company proposes a scheme of arrangement. Out of 600 members, 450 members attend the meeting. Guys, 1 second before we move on to this, I want to tell you something. Okay. So guys, always remember, if shareholders are dissenting to merger amalgamation, minimum 10% if they are raising objection, then tribunal will consider their objections in a very serious manner. Otherwise also they might consider, but if 10% shareholders are giving objections, tribunal will give a very big importance to that matter. Or even if 5% creditors raise objections, tribunal can accept the objection of the shareholder or creditor. Yes, Jayanand, the lectures will be there on YouTube, don't worry. Now let's come to this question. A company proposes a scheme of arrangement. Out of 600 members, 450 members attend the meeting. 210 members holding 11 lakh shares vote in favor. 180 members holding 3 lakh shares vote against. Total share capital of the company is 25 lakh shares. Examine whether the scheme is approved, whether dissenting shareholders can stop the scheme. You know this. When can they stop the scheme? If 10% raise objection, they can stop the scheme. Now guys, always remember you have to write down the section number. As per section 230 of the Companies Act, scheme of arrangement requires approval by majority in number representing 3/4 in value of members. Provisions. We know this, guys. Okay, I will not repeat this because we have done this while we were studying this. Okay, but still I will tell you briefly. Majority number test, 210 members voted in favor, 180 against. So first criteria that requires majority consent is complied. Next is 3/4 in value. I'm not talking about number of shareholders, I'm talking about value of shares. So 11 lakhs plus 3 lakhs is 14 lakhs. You divide 11 lakhs by 14 lakhs, you will get the percentage of value of shares in favor is 78. 75% has been complied with. So the scheme can go forward. Shares held by dissenting shareholders is 3 lakh rupees. Sorry, 3 lakh. The total shares are 25 lakh. It is 12%. Can they raise objection, guys? Yes. Since this is more than 10%, they can raise objections before the tribunal. So you have to write conclusion. The scheme is approved, but if they want to raise objection, they can raise. The scheme is approved as both majority in number and 75% in value conditions are satisfied. However, dissenting shareholders can challenge the scheme since they hold more than 10% of total shareholding. Very easy, guys. Can I get a thumbs up? Everyone. Next is a scheme of amalgamation is proposed. A minority group of shareholders objects on the ground that valuation of shares is unfair and the scheme favors majority. Examine whether the tribunal can sanction the scheme or despite the discontent, what safeguards are available to dissenting shareholder. First, you have to write down what the section tries to tell you. 230 to 232. Scheme of arrangement amalgamation requires approval of members and sanctions of the tribunal, which ensures fairness and safety. A scheme must be approved by, we know this, whether, so now once tribunal has received the scheme, guys, be with me, tribunal will check if stat requirements have been complied with, the scheme is fair, just or reasonable or not, whether it is in public policy or not. The tribunal has power to protect the interest of minority shareholders. So simply you have to write, if the objections are reasonable, tribunal can stop. If the objections are unreasonable, tribunal can proceed forward with the scheme. See, guys, sanction of scheme despite discontent. If the required majority approves a scheme, tribunal can sanction it even if some members dissent. However, tribunal will not act against fairness and tribunal will not act against oppression. If it is not these two things, tribunal will not proceed forward. Simple, guys. If there is any operation, if there is any fraud, tribunal will not accept the scheme. Now, safeguard for dissenting shareholders. Tribunal may provide exit option to dissenting shareholders. That means what? Company, that is majority, have to buy the shares of minority shareholders. It may order purchase of the shares at a fair value, so their interest will not be affected. This ensures that minority shareholders are not forced into an unfair arrangement. That's it, guys. So we are done with the chapter. Sir, what is the schedule for next 4 days? Guys, schedule will be the same. Just understand this. Companies that I told you that 3 days we are going to conduct companies at, but instead of 3 days, we are going to conduct 4 days. 3 days are over. Tomorrow is the 4th day. We are going to talk about directors and KMP. The schedule will be the same. Okay, guys? Whatever changes are there, I will tell you in the group. So until my throat is healthy, the schedule will be the same. Otherwise, I will just inform you. So guys, we are done with the 2 chapters. So now I hope that you will be able to answer 75% questions from the companies at 2013. Tomorrow, if the moment we are going to cover KMP, 95% questions we are able to answer. I'm not going to cover the 5% guys, that is very small chapters, company formation, conversion, inspection, inquiry, that does not require revision. So whatever important topic, so that I can save your time, I will cover that. Okay guys, so can we end this lecture? Can I get a thumbs up guys, everyone? Dayanand, Varun, everyone tell me, can I get a thumbs up? Same time. Jayanand, what we'll do is, tomorrow at 5 p.m. we're going to start. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. dot we're going to start. Yes, Varun, I will just tag down the topics. Don't worry. Okay. So look guys, the topics are little lengthier, so I am starting early. So if you're able to watch guys in live, it is amazing. If you have got internships, you have got other commitments, you can watch these lectures once the live has been ended. Okay? Chalo. I'll end this lecture guys. Take care. Bye bye. Eat well, sleep well, study well. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.